First and foremost, out of the box, as I mentioned in the stream title, so yeah, I guess this is more for people over in YouTube land. This is realistically the first time I'm jumping into a CK, into the CK franchise. I have dipped my toes very tentatively into the fratricidal, matricidal. What's the word for parent killers? The kinslaying shark infested pool that is CK2. Very briefly. It was way too feature dense for me to realistically be able to get into in the time, in any block of free time I would ever conceivably have in the short term. So, this is, for all intents and purposes, the first time I'm actually going to be sitting down and learning CK. I guess there's probably not going to be any other better time for me to do it. If I can do it now, before there are so many DLCs that it makes my head spin, then I can probably keep pace with it and continue to play it and enjoy it as more DLCs come out. I already know that there's a couple on the way. So, this is my long-winded roundabout way of saying, please be patient with me. Thank you very much for your understanding. I am going to suck for a while, until I don't anymore. Hopefully, we can get to that point quickly. What I can promise you, though, in addition to the suckicity of my understanding of the game mechanics, is that I am going to revel in the storytelling of this game. This game is practically made for a content creator like me. Someone who, just rolls around and smothers themselves in story elements and injecting character into games where there is otherwise no story to be had. You give me a game where it is basically procedurally generated drama, the game, and we're going to do amazing things with this. Dark Aavak or regular Aavak? Well, Lady Sheila did bring me coffee. To be fair, I'm not even going to say that this was a bad decision. Giving the game, we may be making some kinds of decisions and choices, and that might be. She's letting the cat out of the bag, the ferret out of the tunnel, as it were. I did ask for coffee. It's true. It's true. I knew what was coming. Look, if I was drinking tea, I wouldn't be able to bring myself to murder infants because they happen to be the heirs of my enemies. I need Dark Aavak to be able to handle a game like this. Regular Aavak would shy away from the things that need to be done. This is going to be it's going to be a dynasty of grey Aavak. Very, very grey. Very, very murky. Strong, shadowy undertones Aavak, yes. It's gonna be a ride. It's gonna be a ride. But thank you very much for the enormous support there with the hype train. Really, really appreciate all of you. So please, by all means, share out your hype emotes as you have them. Now, with all that said and done, I need to glance back and say thank you to everyone who was dropping down cheers and subs while I was explaining why I'm going to be bad at the game for a little bit. Brian, Lizzie Bites, Aquentus Zero, Sweet Angel UK, and Renosian, thank you all so very, very much for the support. They're really kind of you. Dark Aavak would find babies delicious. Well, I mean, they won't be delicious. It's not like I'm going to be stalking into their bed chambers and murdering the infants myself. That's far beneath the king. No, we'll be sending out assassins with poison daggers and snakes and such, and then probably don't want to eat the baby anymore. Got to be sensible about these things, but I already am aware that you can change your faith so it supports ritual cannibalism. I mean, that's kind of what Catholicism is anyway, I guess, but it's more metaphorical in the real, whereas from what I understand, you can make it quite the literal in-game. So yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We're in it for the long haul, though. Out of the gate, just wanna manage expectations. I am going to be learning. We are probably going to be failing a lot. That's generally how I learn. I fail until I stop failing. until life figures out that I am significantly more stubborn than it is, and that for an easy life, it should just let me win. So, be prepared for a couple of dynasties to go down fairly quickly while I get to grips with how to do anything. I have played through the tutorial, and that is it. So I'm familiar with some of the controls. I have very specifically enabled the backseat gaming tag on this stream. Please, please don't be afraid to help me understand the game. All I ask is that you don't get too excited about helping me and rob me of the opportunity to learn myself with certain things. So, you know, if I seem to be struggling, by all means. If there seems to be a nuance in the game mechanic or anything like that, by all means. But if I'm just merrily making my own way, and it comes down to like a matter of preference, maybe dial back a little bit on that. Maybe hold yourself back until I seem to stumble, and then you can all just pounce and tell me what I did wrong. You are allowed. Indeed, Amelia, that is a very, very good way of putting it. Very good way of putting it. Warlord Aavak specializing in skullduggery. Will be fun. I mean, it will be fun once I know how to do it properly. In the beginning, though, yeah, it's going to be an interesting time. Let's just say. Strange. Every member of Aavak's dynasty who was not sadistic and unambitious always seems to get lost in the woods when they're 50. No, we're going to be lovely. We're going to be just and noble rulers. It's just our definition of just may not align with other people's. But with all of that said, with enough of the preamble done, I think it's time for us to jump in. I don't know how much of this I'm going to include on YouTube. Probably all of it, because I do feel that going into this in the VODs, I want everyone to have their eyes wide open. Do not expect me to know what I'm doing initially. But hopefully, the learning experience is going to be as amusing for you as it is going to be fraught with failure for me. Okay, Aavak, CK3 is so much easier to get into than CK2 is or was. Yes, I've heard that. That has been said so many times, and from the perspective of someone just trying to open up the games and get into it, that was my perspective doing the tutorial. I was like, okay, this is significantly easier. Now, one of those reasons is CK2 is super content dense. But another one of the reasons, and I really, really can't overstate this because I feel that the devs deserve a lot of credit, they have made the delivery of information so much more comfortable now. It is not a fight to understand what's going on. It goes out of its way to make it easier. I mean, it's never going to be easy because it is still an information-dense game. But they have done so much to try and make it easier to access that information. And that has gone so far in making this something that I can just get into. Something that I feel confident learning in front of people, rather than being like, yeah, no, I'm going to need to go on a pilgrimage with my laptop and a lot of batteries and find myself a nice cave somewhere, maybe a friendly druid who can forage for berries and who I can talk to every now and then when I stop practicing the game, because otherwise I'll go mad. And yeah, I'm going to spend a few months, and when I come back, I'll be mildly competent. Maybe. Okay, time for the new game. Now, we can start off easy, medium, etc., etc. I'm sure there's lots of things we can do. We've got dates over here. Play as any ruler in 1066. So we've got Iberia in pieces over here. We've got lots of different scenarios all there. We can also play the tutorial. I won't play the tutorial. The Fate of England. Well, we already know what the Fate of England is going to be if I'm playing. Hard, easy, medium, etc., etc. We can keep going back and back. The Great Adventures. The Wrath of the Northmen. Now, we're going to be playing as Wales. Whatever we do, we're going to be playing as Wales. I'm going to learn this way. I'll take care, Waterproof Bubbles. Thanks for dropping by, though. With that said, we do have some controls over the difficulty no matter where and when and who we start at. We can modify the game rules a little bit more. I've not really looked too much into the like in-game difficulty options, but I'm just aware they're there. We're not going to be playing Iron Man. That would be dumb. However, as with any playthrough that I do, understand that this will be a Bronze Man playthrough. I am not going to restart because something didn't go my way. If we go down the even if I make a mistake and that's the only reason, like it is a sincere, I just didn't know it worked that way mistake. No, that is going to be a legitimate loss. The king had a moment of befuddlery, was too distracted, chasing his children around, trying to make sure they understood the proper way to ensure that the dynasty continues via very aggressively removing other dynasties, and didn't pay attention to something, and as a result our army gets wiped and then our kingdom falls. That's completely normal, and we'll just be sticking with that. However, if there are bugs, because it is a new game, then I'll probably be reloading on that instance. That'll pretty much be the only time that we reload. Big ferret escape. First areas than anything there. They're back now. That is very good. That being said, I'm sure chat wouldn't have minded the ferrets escaping into here and weasel wall dancing around. Maybe I could have released an army of ferrets. That would have been a good start to my rule. Aavak and CK3, this will be awesome. I hope so. I certainly hope so. Alright. So, I'm kind of... Can I play it? I could play it. Alright, so chat. And this is, you know, again, backseat gaming allowed. I'm assuming that starting earlier is going to make the world harder, but that might be naive of me. I, at any point, will be switching over to controlling one of the rulers of Wales. Well, see, which ruler depends on the time, you see. And speak of it depends who's around at the time. Earlier equals better. Oh, okay. Okay, I like it. Well, that's good for me then. It's different, not harder. That is fantastic news. All right, well, let's have a quick look. Seduction schemes. The seduction scheme is a personal scheme that aims to make the scheme target your lover, etc., etc., etc. Okay. Now you're gonna have to let me know if the audio is all balanced. Obviously, in VODs I can do post processing, but in the stream it's going live. Gwynedd down there. Ceredigion. Ooh, let's have a look at Ireland. Ooh. Okay, so there's a bit of movement over there. Okay, so this is long before there was much unity over here at all. Just looking at the map. The map is gorgeous. I think we can all agree. The map is absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you know, when I've got overlays on, then things flash around. But once we actually get in the game and I can just say, oh, actually, I think I can just disable certain things and get really close down. Have a proper look. Look at that. I love the reflections are glorious as well. Right now, like hovering over anything is highlighting it, but once we actually get into fights, we'll probably be spending quite a lot of our time zooming quite close. I think Tally would be the best assassin. She always fights people from... Yeah, she is. She is definitely the more ambush-ready of the ferrets. Starting earlier means Northmen. They raid you, but you can also play as Insular Christianity, which is better than... well, I guess better than what we'll be playing with later. But I kind of want paganism, if I'm perfectly honest. I know there's going to be plenty of different faiths over here. Yeah. There are going to be lots of different faiths around. We're going to be Catholic. Pretty much all of Wales is going to be Catholic at this point, given the time. What was... I don't actually know how the religion had spread in Ireland at this point. It looks like it was insular. Okay. None of the old faith was around. Oh, no. Oh, well, that's Norse. Well, yeah, that's technically the old faith. significantly older than Christianity, at least, as far as I'm aware. Though, well, that's a little bit more. It's a little bit more. Depends on who you talk to, really. Parts of it definitely were. What have we got down in Africa? Because I haven't really looked around. I just jumped into the tutorial. That's all I've done so far. I love just all of the different, I guess, tribes. I suppose tribals. So we've got a much less of a kingdom game down there. So it's going to be a constant jigsaw spaghetti going on. That would actually probably be very, very fun to start with. But we are, of course, going with Wales. There is a religion map mode. Ah, of course, yes, and it's faiths. There we go. Now, I'm going to assume that as DLCs get released, we'll be getting more and more of the map, and things will open up. But early on, as far as I'm aware, there's only 2 expansions style DLCs on the roadmap. Not sure how long they're going to take to get here, but probably fairly soon, I imagine. Okay, Lady Sheelab, enjoy running the ferret around. Oh, I'm missing out on ferret time. That makes me sad. Cultures. Cornish there. Cumbrian, Pictish. Houses. Well, that's what we were on anyway. Now, if I was going for where I grew up, we'd be going with the House of Morganwg. Okay. Well, I think we're probably good to start. Now, before I jump in, is there anything I should absolutely be taking into consideration that I'm not thinking to look at just yet? I think what might be starting somewhere down here, maybe toward... Oh, actually, yeah, I guess it's all one kingdom, I suppose. Game rules if you want to turn off nudity. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for that. Game rules. Set nudity off because Twitch. I wasn't aware that there was nudity, but thank you very much for the heads up there, chat. See, I knew I brought you along for a reason. Multiplayer murder schemes. Hostile schemes can be used against players and their families. See. I already know that this would be a mistake in multiplayer. I seem to recall that I believe it was Shen, Arumba, and Steejo, and it might have been a couple of others were playing. And Steejo just straight up murdered all of Arumba's heirs right at the beginning, and then he died. And like he was taken out of the game super early. It caused some ructions. Good old multiplayer. Difficulty significant. Exclave independence. Exclave of independence. AI rulers at peace will be removed on succession unless connected via a naval path or part of the de jure territory. Minor diseases will appear as normal. Region heresies, heresy outbreaks, that's fine. Gender equality. Gender rules are determined by gender laws and faith doctrines. Mongol invasion. The Mongols will invade around the year 1200. Cassius belli costs. Cost resources to declare, such as prestige or piety. That's fine. Hello, Italics! Hello, Raiders! I hesitate to ask how your CK3 has been going. Let me get a shout out. If you aren't familiar with Italics, then you haven't been to my streams recently. But if you are looking forward to lots of CK content, Italics has been playing her a lot lately. Now, whether that means he's going to continue playing her a lot, that's he's going to have to let us know. But it seems he's enjoying this quite a lot right now. There we go. If you want to drop Italics a follow, honestly, you're doing yourself a favor by doing so. Please do follow that link in chat right now. I am nowhere near as competent as Italics. again, I've played through the tutorial, so if you're coming over here straight from Alex's stream, I'm sorry. Yeah, I think I'm sorry is probably the correct thing to say. However, I've got the backseat gamer tag allowed. So you're allowed to tell me what I'm doing wrong, within reason. I mean, you've just got to ask yourself, how would I tell someone they were doing something wrong whilst drinking tea? Very specifically, whilst drinking tea. And then you can do that. Don't ask yourself how I would tell someone they were doing something wrong whilst drinking coffee. That is not the correct way to tell me how I'm doing something wrong. Oh, perfect. I had no clue what Ita was doing either. Then that is excellent. Yes, we're going to get on fine. I'm just setting up the game right now. I have been told by chat to turn off nudity. This appears on face value to be a very, very good suggestion, yes. Character nudity. Characters appear naked in certain situations or events. How about never? Characters will never be displayed naked. And events are. Oh. That's not as fun. I'm caught in a bind, chat. You see, if it was like pixelating, like, yeah, sure, whatever. But if I'm cutting out events, I mean, let's be honest. Some of the best events in life involve nudity. Some of the very best involve nudity. And if not the best, certainly some of the most interesting do. I am going to throw caution to the wind and say never. Sorry, default. And I'm going to try really hard to remember which parts of the VOD I'm going to need to add some creative editing to when I put this up on YouTube. Oh, it doesn't cut events now. Can someone confirm that for me? Because it actually says that they will cut events. I'm not doubting you, chat, but I am doubting you. The game literally says events which contain nudity are disabled. There's no lower waist nudity as far. Oh, well, that's fine then. I was expecting full frontal. I was like, well, that's a bold move, Paradox. But if anyone was going to, it was probably going to be you. If it's just like tasteful levels of, if it's no worse than the sex scene in Mass Effect, then that's fine. Just pulling a Conan Exiles. We're gonna leave her on default, and if I need to do some post editing before I upload any of these VODs to YouTube, I'll just roll with that. But thank you very much for the heads up there, chat. As far as I'm aware, as long as the focus of the game isn't sexualizing anything, Twitch have no issues with this. If this was like, yeah, there's going to be cutscenes and it's literally just sex, then yes. But outside of that event, that situation, Twitch doesn't. As far as I'm aware, there is there's no full on craziness with that. It's not like the Pope is going to get angry with us. Let's put it that way. English best. There are 30-minute sex scenes in this game. Wow. And the ratings. The ESRB dropped the ball. Depends what you do in the game. We will see. We will see. Yeah, if Twitch allows Conan, I think we're probably going to be okay. Right, so thank you very much for the heads up there. I will bear this in mind, and I may need to do a couple of things. But it would honestly be good if there was an option. I'm just going to call that out as the first thing I've seen so far in the game that I'm like, maybe that should be adjusted. If there was an option that was like, yeah, nudity will be in some way censored, but the events themselves will not be removed. We'll see how it goes. But we are going to be playing as Prince Rodri the Great of Gwynedd. He is impatient, ambitious, and diligent. Fantastic. Our other options are Lord Gugan of Ceredigion. I believe that's one of the primary feedbacks they've got, so I expect it to change. Yeah, it's Alex. If chat, the first thing when I've given them the opportunity to say, yeah, you know, you can tell me what I'm doing wrong, the first thing they say is, you should disable nudity. It's like, whoa. That's got to be high on several lists for that to be the first bit of backseating that chat is offering. I'm not in the default map mode. There you go. We can go with Howl, Gugan, or Rodri. I think we're going to go with Rodri the second. I played Rodri in my first campaign, and the bastard just rolled over and died within 2 years. How old is he right now? It's 47. It shouldn't be that bad. Mind you, it is 867. So. All of our options, well, Howl isn't too bad. Howl up Reese. And again, this would be more true to where I grew up, to be fair. Let's have a look at you. You're humble, you're cynical, and you're patient. Those are reasonably nice traits. Zealous, humble, and greedy. Those are also nice traits, depending on the way you want to look at it. No player A. Has he got an A? Yeah, they've all got A's. That should be fine. Can create cadet branches under the feudal government form. A liege gives their vassals land to govern in exchange for levies and taxes, regulated by individual feudal contracts between vassal and liege. Right-clicking on the map. Oh, there we go. We have many heirs. We're going to be fine, even if he drops dead the second we start. That is not going to be an issue. And Araud? Mervyn? Kadash? Nest? And then Tudwal? And Idwal. Yeah. Angharad does not look happy. That is completely fair. She's not particularly happy. She has a rival. Gugan, I suppose. Makes sense. What about Rodri? No, this all looks good. I think we know where we're going to... Look, again, I'm learning. We are going to fail so many times before I even get close to being good at the game. Or acceptable. Like, close to being able to survive for any appreciable length of time in this game before my entire family just croaks. So we're just going to jump in with both feet and hope we learn something with each iteration. So with that, all said and done, let's just play. Play as it is. Failing is where the fun is, to be honest. I mean, you know, this is drama, the game. So I would say where the fun is the stories, personally. Failing is probably a big part of those stories. It's a big driving force in them. Right, no lifestyle chosen. Let's go ahead and pick that. Rodri, of course. Martial focus there. Or at least a 30% experience on that. It's not too bad, I guess. We've already got quite a few. Serve the crown. So we've got Natural Dread. We're close to getting Gallant straight off the bat, which isn't too bad. Let's have a look at the others. Now, in the tutorial, the tutorial Liege was martial focus as well, so I haven't really seen the other types of focuses. But 21. You're actually not bad at intrigue, though. Maybe we could go for something in the intrigue line just to play around. Well, I'll have a look in a moment. There's many things that we need to do. Heir unmarried. How many of my heirs are unmarried? Anarouds can marry. Children lack guardians. 5 of them lack guardians, my lord. Heir in line to inherit titles. I have very few knights. It's fine. We've probably got many hill folk. They're just as good as knights. At least they are in the hilly terrain of Wales. If I can somehow have an uncle ruling Jerusalem and a cousin ruling the Seljuks, you can do fine. I'm assuming that's what you meant there, real Fujiwara. Thank you very much for the comment, though. I appreciate your prodigious faith in my abilities. It's completely misplaced, but I do appreciate it. Yeah, intrigue is definitely going to be Dark Aavak's skill tree. Aavak, can't stress it enough. Remember, you're not a country. It's not Civ. You're a dynasty. Oh, don't worry. Okay, so here's where I'm coming from with this game. And like, again, the first probably hour of me playing this is probably me going to be explaining where I'm coming from as I'm going through it, just so people know what to expect. I don't look at this and think this is civilization, but with a more expansive intrigue and spy capacity and scallywaggery between houses. No, I look at this and I think this is the Guild 3, but on a larger scale. That's the way I'm coming from this. This is not Civ on a smaller scale. It's the Guild on a larger scale. Where our goal is to just outlive everyone else. This isn't Civ with characters, it's Sims with maps. That's a good idea. That's a good way of saying it as well. Sims with maps. I mean, to be perfectly honest, some of the nonsense that was going on in the tutorial in terms of between the characters was very Sims-like. Okay, so we can declare wars already. I mean, that will probably fit with Rodri, to be honest. Or we can grab the Isles. Okay, well, this is not too bad, realistically. If the first goal, point of order, unify Wales. Second point of order, I mean, I want to just go straight for England, but that would be jumping the gun. We need to get a little bit more clout behind us before we go for that one. But you know that's ultimately our end goal. Whatever else is happening over on the rest of the world, it doesn't really matter. As long as Wales is unified and then England is not England, I don't know, probably share a little bit of it with Scotland, maybe some with Ireland as well if they're being particularly nice. I mean, you know, got to stick together. There's already a Vampire the Masquerade mod for CK3. I would be shocked if there wasn't, considering Outstar is now working with Paradox. Okay, few knights. That one's a little bit of a concern. Let's have a look at this one. You do not have the maximum number of knights employed. You can recruit more by hiring guests with prowess. Okay. Increase opinion. Suggest increase Mayor Colvin's opinion of you. Okay. I will consider this as well. Above the main limit, you are 3 holdings above your main limit of 4, which will reduce your tax and levies. Oh, that sounds like a bad one. That sounds like a very bad one. My vassal opinion is really low. Ooh, that is super not good, actually. Okay, we're gonna have to farm some of this out to a couple of people. Okay, well, we'll try and get some titles, consolidate certain points together, and then hand them off to our many, many children. Check alliances with some care if going into war. France can remarkably easily be drawn into a proto-British Isles conflict. I had them jump me in Aavak. Oh, absolutely. In the tutorial, I can't remember what was happening. Someone annoyed someone, and then all of a sudden, like a massive, like 4,000 stack army, when everyone else was dealing with like 600s, just showed up from England to back someone up, and it was like, oh, this is bad. But okay, right. So with all of that done, let's. I've got a bit of a better idea of what's going on now. Let's go ahead and jump in here. I am tempted by intrigue. I'm not going to lie. I am tempted by intrigue. Gallant would be good, though, because that is straight up attract opinion 20. We are... When do men functionally stop being fertile in Crusader Kings 3? Because I'm sure there's a gamified, like, hard limit to it. Like, all women have gone through the menopause by this time. All men have stopped being fertile by this time. Never. Oh, that's fantastic. This is great news. I don't already have Gallant as far as I'm aware, do I? Oh, right. Okay, sorry. I might not then. I was assuming that since you can see these kind of moving down, that when I saw that moving down, that this wasn't selected yet. But you're quite right. It's actually moving down on all of them. I just didn't pay attention to that. Thank you. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, Chimone, I think males never lose fertility. It just gets reduced over time. We're just endless seed dispenses in CK3. Well, this is what happens when you're not born with an extremely large supply, which should last you through most of your life, but you're literally born with a factory to make an endless supply. That is an evolutionary superior move, in my opinion. It is better not to just be given a lump sum of things that could maybe go wrong, and then you don't have any more left, but rather be given the means to make more. It's the whole give a man a fish, teach a man to fish kind of situation there. But given that, then, if we've already got Gallant, then maybe we should go for something in intrigue. I think this would be nice. Again, this is not something I've played around with because the tutorial didn't tell me to. So yeah. Now, lifestyle focus. Skullduggery. Schemes, subversion, and secrets. Focusing on skullduggery grants agent acceptance plus 10. An agent is a participant in a scheme who provides scheme power and increases its success chance. Only the scheme target's courtiers, guests, and direct vassals can be recruited as agents. Okay. For hostile schemes, having agents close to the target is very important. For example, counselors or close family of the scheme target contribute more to scheme power and success chance. Being an agent in a hostile scheme is a crime, and agents risk being discovered. How does one recruit an agent? Do I need like some sort of hook into someone and then say, haha, yes, I'm going to need you to do a thing for me? No, don't ask why. No. No, the less you know, the better. For me, not for you. For me, though. Intrigue is always good. I would push us up almost to the same level as Marshall, actually. Temptation focus. Seduction, desire, and the gentle art of twisting people around your little finger. Fertility plus 20%. Attraction. We've already got a lot of children. So probably not a super huge one there. Intimidation focus. Threats, both overt and subtle, guide the path to true power. Natural dread plus 30. What is our natural dread at? Is there a way for me to see this? That's my prowess. Is there a way for me to see what my dread is at? 2 claims, 9 titles. Dread, 0. Okay. So my natural dread is plus 15. And it'll gradually increase to 15 dread. So this would actually put her up almost to 50, which is actually not too bad. Just use ferrets. They literally can't give you up. Oh, they totally can. You're vastly underestimating how many spanners ferrets can find to jam into the machinery of whatever you're doing. Skilled Tactician, monthly martial lifestyle experience plus 30. Rough terrain expert. Forest Fighter. Architect. And Gallant. Yeah, we've already got Gallant. Perfect. Okay. Well, if agents are only used in hostile schemes, then I'm not sure. But, well, I guess we'll go with this one. Dreadfully Gallant, yes. Dread would... actually, Dread might help with the vassals that we've got right now, because for the time being, we've got some issues with having too many holdings. And so our vassals aren't happy with us, or at least they've got a debuff. Having my Dread higher will mean that they'll be less inclined to do anything untoward. At least anything that there's a chance that I might find out about. You know, I think we're going to go with that one. Right, Schemer. Truth is relative. Go down here. You gain the trait Schemer, Seducer, Torturer. Yikes. Dark Insight. When you torture someone, there's 50% chance to gain either 1 intrigue or 1 prowess. Max 5 each. Wow. Really? I just torture people until I'm better. Well, actually, that makes sense. Yeah, until I'm better at torturing people or better at extracting information from you. Yeah, that makes sense. Dread gain. Thriving in chaos. Okay, so that would be focused around me being stressed, which is not really something I want to do. You do not lose piety or clergy opinion from torturing or executing others. Malice implicit. Dread gain per tyranny. Fear tax. Thanks. Forever infamous. Dread decay minus 1000%. So I guess at this point, no matter how dreadful I am, it can never go down. Oh, to be both feared and loved. Indeed. Prison feudal complex. Imprison chance. Plus 50%. Well, okay, you know, we've got some areas that we're going to be expanding into. All right, now if we have a quick look at you, we're up to 19 intrigue. This is not bad at all. Let's have a glance. What's my court like? Princess Angharad. That's fantastic. She likes us quite a lot. That's good. It's always nice to be liked by your wife. Life is so much easier. Well, to be fair, life is just generally easy if you're liked by everyone. But failing liked by everyone, feared by everyone, is also acceptable. We've got 4 powerful vassals there. The bishop is okay with us, so it means we're at least going to be getting taxes from those lands. But I almost certainly need to move some of these away. Heir unmarried. All right. Well, Anna out. Let's find someone for you. Let's make sure that we're looking for potential alliances here. How old are you? 17. Put maximum age. Let's try and get someone who's close to your age, who's fertile, and there's the potential for an alliance. Now, Kingdom of West Francia, Cantabria. Is it Cantabria? I'm not actually sure how I would enunciate that. Now, some of these I'm not going to recognize from the names, so I do apologize. Let's keep going down. I mean, one way is just having it... Like, you can look at the culture and can quickly draw from that, but some of these I have no idea about. Well, how do I want to roll this? You know what? Let's have a look at traits that are inheritable. Let's take our pick of the crop. Welcome back, Lady Shelab. Tiamat, I'm doing well, thanks, mate. The Dread King Aavak. Well, I mean, you know, like I said, life is so much easier if everyone loves you, but failing that, if they fear you, it's also workable. If they have both in equal measure, that's just flexibility. Right, gluttonous, arrogant, and cynical, but you are pretty. Intelligent. Hail. That's actually quite nice. Attraction boost, small health boost. Now, this game is going to throw all sorts of random events, so the more positive qualities that I can stack on people, the more likely those random events are not going to result in someone dying. Okay. Westmoreland. Alright. It's actually not too far off. Just above Lancashire. Or Lancashire. But yeah, callous. Dread would increase. Intrigue is already at. Diplomacy is down. Attraction opinion, close family opinion. Being called both heartless and cold-blooded. Yadgith is indifferent to most. Fortunate, then, that she's Hale. Hi, Aavak. Guess what? I could reply with what, but that seems overtly cliche. What's going down? I crashed my bike and greatly damaged my knee. Oh, I thought this was going somewhere nice. That is very sad news. I'm so sorry, Sir Aldersol. I hope you haven't hurt your knee too badly. And I certainly hope that your bike hasn't been written off, but mostly I hope that you're okay. I'm so sorry to hear that, mate. CL Pineapple, thank you very much for the prime. Okay, taking a couple of days. Well, one would certainly hope you are taking a couple of days off work if you actually damage your leg in a crash. That seems at the bare minimum. We've got compassionate, calm, and gregarious. Wow. Okay. Now, Bavarian. And we head over there. Okay, no, I'd like... damn it. Right in the middle.